versus Packers on Saturday Night Football. So much to talk about on this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Yes. Welcome back to another edition of the Purple Rain podcast for a Purple Rain preview on episode 363, the Tristan Colon, the Bobby Williams, Wally Williams episode of the Purple Rain podcast. We do have a lot of stuff to talk about today. Good, kind of, but mostly just bad, unfortunately. But the Ravens do play the Packers tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So remember that. It is on Peacock, I believe. It should be showing on your local, I think, NBC station if you are in the Baltimore region, I want to say. But yeah, tomorrow night we will be playing that on Sunday, which sucks. But another just primetime game for the Ravens to, I think, embarrass us, unfortunately. Not to get, too far ahead into our prediction. But, first off, housekeeping. You can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Let's go over here. Instagram or on X at SuttonDef. Me, Instagram simply as10.prod, X simply as10. And yeah, Ravens 7-8. Got to win this week, or playoffs are a no bueno. So, how are you feeling, Sutton? I mean, first off, how was the holidays? That's the big thing right now. We are a day removed from Christmas. So, how was it, and how are you feeling?
Christmas was great, man. I can't complain at all about it. Got to spend time with family and, just kind of chill out and be present. And I think that's very important. So hopefully, you guys out there enjoyed your holiday. Of course, the holidays are not over. We're kind of in that weird transitional period between Christmas and New Year's where, people are working, but not really working hard. People are still on vacation. You know what I mean? So, again, hopefully you guys are enjoying the holidays and staying safe out there, most importantly. But yeah, like you said, Ravens have a matchup this week against the Packers. This is the Ravens' last hope, quite literally their last hope. All season long, it's been kind of seeming like, okay, the Ravens dropped this game here, but we still got time, right? We can still make up for it, right? If we put together a win streak, things like that, maybe we can find ourselves in the playoffs. But no, it's all coming to a head tomorrow night. And guess what? There is not going to be any Lamar Jackson playing. Now, it's not official that he's been ruled out yet, even though the title of this video says Lamar Jackson out versus the Packers. He's doubtful as of right now that we're recording this video. But that pretty much means there's a 99.999% chance he is not going to play, guys. So I think it's safe to assume that Lamar Jackson is going to be out. Tyler Huntley will be in. And that will make this matchup all the more interesting because I don't know if we'll get into the I word report in a second here. We'll pull it up because their quarterbacks are dealing with some I words as well. They're hurt too. But again, I'm doing well. And again, we are live right now for episode 363 of PRP. Shout out to everybody here in the live chat. Always got to bring you guys up in here. Leo said it in the live chat. What's going on, Leo? Thea Pennell in the house. What's up, man? What's up? King Blaze, what's going on? Zeke is in the house. We got some members. We got some members in the chat. Void, what's going on, Void? Says Lamar Jackson, Michael Blackson, Tamar Braxton, Ravens at pick 14. Hey, it might be another one of those years. Hopefully, they don't decide to go with a DB or, a linebacker or something like that at that pick. Hopefully they get something that the Ravens could actually use. But shout out to you, Void. Thank you for coming through. And of course, as always, thank you for being a member here on the channel. Moggs, you as well. Another one of our members in the house. Shout out to you, Mog. Shout out to everybody here in the live chat rocking out with us. If you're not watching live and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure you leave a like on this video. Leave a like on this video. That helps us so much going into 2026. Of course, we got big things planned for this channel, but those things can only work if you like the videos and you subscribe. It helps us out a whole bunch. Appreciate you guys. Also in the live chat, another one of our members here, 86 Ghosts. What's going on, Ghost? Says, what's up, everyone? What's going on, man? Hope you had a good holiday. Let me see. Thomas Bush says, hello, guys. Hello, Thomas. Thank you for coming through. I see Don in the chat as well. What's up, Don? All right. So, Alex, before we get into the Ravens versus Packers preview, and I also see Monty in the live chat. What's up, Monty? Before we get to the Ravens versus Packers preview, there's some things that I have not gotten your opinion on that I need your opinion on. The Rain Gang needs your opinion on. And it's this whole Mike Preston, Baltimore Sun hit piece article that was put out a couple of days ago. Right before Christmas, man. Just nasty work. I'm sure you've already caught the highlights of it. Mike Preston saying things like Lamar Jackson is staying up too late playing video games. He's falling asleep in team meetings. He's a big kid in a grown up's body. He lacks professionalism. He lacks work ethic. All of these things, even going as far to say like they shouldn't, they shouldn't negotiate with Lamar. Basically, they should trade him. They should trade him and, see what you can get from Miami or the likes of Las Vegas, somebody like that, and just move forward, I guess. That's what Mike Preston is saying. Again, Mike Preston has been writing for the Baltimore Sun since the 80s, right? I mean, this is longer than you or I have been alive, Alex, right? And so for this guy to be saying these things, again, I was taken aback. I mean, as we know, he's kind of known to be a little bit hit PC, but this was just egregious all around. Alex, how did you react to that?
Mike Preston is a bitch. All right, I'll put it
Woo!
out there right now. I would love to see him. I'd love to talk to him, have a great conversation with him. He's been doing this for about 15 to 20 years. Um, I was able to pull up receipts. Internet always has receipts, and that can be one right there. Um, 2022, he vouched for Tyler Huntley to be the Ravens quarterback. So that was after Lamar got hurt the first time. So let's just get that out of the way. We already know where this guy stands. He obviously has some weird gripe with Lamar, doesn't like him, or just I don't know what it is. We can go back even further. He called Ed Reed a whiner. He called Ray
Mm,
Lewis selfish. This has been something that goes on with him. Now, for him to sit here and your aha gotcha moment, this stuff has happened since 2018. This isn't all last year. This probably didn't even happen in the past 3-4 years. Did it happen? Yes, probably year one, year two, maybe year three. I think year three was the COVID with Huntley. I think is when he was playing video games. Whatever. You want him going out getting COVID? What else are you supposed to do when the world shut down? Let me know. But it honestly is nasty work, and the only people I see that are running with it is like a Nick Wright who kind of needs it for his ammunition against Lamar, which he already has. But yeah, it's nasty. It's really nasty, and Mike Preston should be ashamed of himself, honestly, because that's not true and fair journalism. It's lazy. You're going back years and years to put somebody down when the spotlight's on them. I don't see people talking about Jared Goff like that after last night.
mm,
Where's that at? He's making a hell of a lot of money. 5 turnovers, 6 turnovers. Where's his hit piece? He should get traded. He's lazy. Where's that? Just for
yeah,
Lamar, really. And then the Dolphins, really. Like, are we going to use our brains here? They're in cap hell with a quarterback who probably has 2 games left. I mean, 2 seasons left of his career. Come on now, Mike. You're better than that. So I stand on what I said. He is a bitch. He is every meaning of the word. I would love to talk to him and call it to his face because it's just nasty. It's nasty work, and he knows what he's doing, and it worked. He's getting the impressions, but um, there's a reason why the Sun got lapped by the Baltimore Banner, and I'll leave it at that.
yeah, yeah. 86 Ghost here. Some strong words there by Alex, but 86 Ghost with a super chat donation. Thank you so much for dropping the 2 piece in the chat. Says, I swear it be your own. Does 8 even play games? I don't know. I mean, this is the same Lamar Jackson who allegedly took the games out of the locker room, right? But I guess he's staying up too late and playing video games in 2025. And you've been, spying on Lamar Jackson, peeking through his windows and seeing him up playing Call of Duty or whatever the games people play, Battlefield, late at night or whatever it is, who knows? But Alex, I want to ask you this because I was thinking about this a lot since I went live talking about this the other day. When you get new information like this, new kind of like almost like scandalous type information, you really have to ask yourself one question, a very important question. Why am I getting this information now?
Hmm.
Right? That is what is very, very important about this. That I don't think a lot of people are talking about. You guys can see again, the title of this video actually says like, are the Ravens potentially trying to maybe sabotage Lamar Jackson? You're going into a huge contract negotiation. They're not going to be able to afford a $75 million cap hit with Lamar Jackson. So contract negotiations are inevitable. And as we've seen, I mean, the collusion that was proved from the NFL, this proves that they are willing to do some dirty tactics in order to, maybe save a little penny here or there, right? In order for them to still have some sort of dominion over the players and things like that, right? Even with like the no trade clause that's in Lamar Jackson's contract, I think that what you might be seeing here is a little bit, and this is purely speculation, but you could have somebody within that Ravens organization who is purposely leaking this sort of stuff to Mike Preston, in order for the Ravens to position themselves to have a little bit more leverage in the contract negotiations, right? They're trying to sabotage Lamar Jackson's character. This is something that we have never heard before. We never heard this stuff before. So why are we hearing it now in a season where it's on the table to go below 500 for the season, right? Miss the playoffs. It's obviously a disaster of a year. But why are we hearing this now? Alex, do you think there's any validity to that? Do you think that the Ravens could potentially be trying to sabotage Lamar Jackson before these upcoming contract negotiations?
Wouldn't put it past them at all. Would not put it past them because it's going to save face for them if people. I mean, if people, the media is already running with it. So I see on ESPN they're talking about this one article. It's only one person who's put this out.
Hmm.
Not any of not the Athletic, not the Banner, um, not Jameson from ESPN. None of those other. Just the Baltimore Sun, which into my it's already interesting in itself. So yes, I do think somebody leaked it. 100%. Um, it's everything is a perfect storm, like you said. The I words, the bad year, um, even last we I wouldn't say choked, but we lost in a year where we could have had it all. And then even now, he's hurt again with a back that people are somehow downplaying, which I still don't get. Like, you don't mess with your back. I mean, go ahead, go play with a hurt back at quarterback. Get hit once, and let's see how you feel. So I do think that they did something. I don't know who it is, but if I'm being honest, feels like they're gonna pick, or they kind of showing that they would pick John Harbaugh over the quarterback right now.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, no, same. I said it the other day. I think the one person who's at a crossroads in this situation, it's Steve Bisciotti, right? Because right now you have to pick between John Harbaugh or Lamar Jackson. Because I can promise you one thing: the contract negotiations between Lamar and the Ravens this go around are going to be even tougher than the
Yeah,
first time. They're going to be even tougher because the Ravens have already come out and promised to make Lamar Jackson the highest paid quarterback in the league upon a new extension. Right now, he's at what number? He's the number ninth or 10th ranked highest paid quarterback right now. So it's going to cost a little pretty penny to get him up to that number one spot. And after the season that they just had, I'm thinking that, and here's another part of the article that I didn't mention yet. They were saying, well, Mike Preston was saying that the Ravens should in fact ask for a rebate from Lamar Jackson. Like, hey, like take a pay cut, do what some of the other greats did. Patrick Mahomes with a 10-year contract, $500 million. Do what Tom Brady did and things like that. And then we'll be able to maybe build around you. We'll be able to afford a better offensive line. And to that, I call bullshit. To that, I call bullshit. Because you've watched your left guard and your right guard be a two-pack of ass all season long and barely be willing to rotate them. The worst of the two, I mean, they're again two cheeks of the same ass here, Alex. Don't forget that. But Daniel Falele, as loud as his losses are, you never even considered moving off of him and doing something different there. So why should I trust? If you love the likes of Daniel Falele so much, if you guys love the prospect of Andrew Voorhees so much, even though they're so bad consistently, why should I trust you? Why should I take a pay cut for you to then again, I can't trust you to do anything good with that money. I saw what happened when you guys had the opportunity in the cap space to build around me. You failed to do it. You failed to do it. I mean, I remember, this offensive line has been shaky for the vast majority of Lamar Jackson's career. I remember the days of Alejandro Villanueva, right? And now we're in the days of again, the Faleles and the Andrew Voorhees, and they just have not proven that they're going to fix that, right? Instead, it almost feels like, Alex, it just feels like, and again, I agree with you. I think that they would probably choose to keep John Harbaugh over Lamar Jackson. It's a good old boys club up there with Steve, John, and Eric DaCosta. I think they just desperately want to be right. They desperately want to win because of them, not necessarily because of Lamar Jackson, right? I, I think that's what's going on right here, Alex. Is that crazy to say?
No, because we've always been here. We zig while they zag, and what has that gotten us? A little bit of heart
Yeah.
and a little bit of break. Some in the beginning of the year, and at the end of the year, it's a guarantee. Uh, but you brought up the line, like even on that rookie contract, we had a hurt Ronnie Stanley out there on one leg and Villanueva at the right tackle,
Yeah.
and that was I mean, and we knew Stanley wasn't going to be back even after that one against the Steelers in 2020. It's just been malpractice, man. It's just I don't want to go back to these times. I feel like it's what 2022 all over again. Like me and you going live, and it's like very a depressing, somber tone. Because I feel like this can be avoided. It
Yeah,
could have been avoided, and I think it's still. I mean, can be. I mean, it's extending Lamar and it's getting rid of the coach. But at one point, it's one guy or it's losing a bunch of guys, and the one guy is Harbaugh, and the bunch of guys is Lamar, and just kind of the players he brings with his sheer talent. Guys like D Hop who want to come and play with him. And obviously, it's not 25-year-old D Hop, but D Hop this year has been very reliable. It's guys like that defensively who want to play with him because they don't want to play against him.
yeah.
That's still there. So, and then to bring up the aging and all that. Really, really, like 41-4 last year, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and aging. This year, like the first 5 games before he got hurt, he was playing fantastic ball. Aging, wow, the play drops off after he has to wrap his knees and ankles and feet up because you can't block for him or he gets hit every damn play. Really, it's just it sucks to see it go down this way. I want to avoid this, but I just hope that we're wrong. I really do.
Yeah. And again, like I said before, I mean, the proof is in the pudding of, how they want to run this team. It's less about, let's do everything for Lamar Jackson and make sure that he's good. It's like, no, those are our best five out there. Those best five, those offensive linemen, best five. Even though when Emory Jones gets in the game, Alex, did you see the run chart for Derrick Henry in that last game against the Pats? I mean, so many runs to the left side, right? And this is, after Emory Jones gets in because Andrew Voorhees went down with that foot I word. So there's clearly better options on the team. You just refuse to rotate them in. You refuse to play them. You refuse to give them a shot. You refuse to admit your wrongdoings. You refuse to admit that you were wrong. And that's a problem, man. That's a problem. I think John Harbaugh has a lot bigger ego than he lets on, in press conferences and interviews and things like that. But it's time for a change. And if Steve Bisciotti doesn't realize that, and if Steve Bisciotti still is, bumping shoulders with John Harbaugh this offseason, talking about we think we got some good things, we got some good things we can build on, right? And we're gonna, we don't just abandon our guys, right? If that's the position that they're taking, I can see Lamar Jackson requesting a trade.
Mhm.
Again, and this happened before, Alex. This is not off the table. We've seen Lamar Jackson make an adversarial stance against the Baltimore Ravens before. We've seen that. So I think that is fully on the table. I think that with Lamar Jackson being as frustrated as he is, I think with the relationship between him and Harbaugh seemingly souring a little bit, and I only say that because you just don't see them embrace as much as they used to, especially during the game days on the sidelines and things like that. So we could be heading towards a potential divorce. Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson and Ravens, and it's unfortunate. Coach in the building, what's going on, Coach? Appreciate you for
What up?
coming through. Another member in the chat, Ashley, another member in our chat as well. Appreciate you for coming through, Ashley. Stretch 52, another one of our members. Shout out to you. Let me see. Stretch 52 says very nasty. They want to one up the Steelers by keeping Harbaugh longer than Tomlin. I mean, that's a point right there. Go ahead.
I mean, just they both have the same amount of Lombardis. I mean, each have one. Each have won the division a lot, and each have come up short with very talented teams. I don't know why you want to keep one longer than the other. I thought we kind of agreed that this game we played a couple weeks ago, like the loser of that is probably the coach is going to be gone first, and it was the Ravens who lost. So I would love for that to be true and get him out there. Like I said, I mean, I think we just reached our peak with him, and that was a couple years. I mean, obviously Super Bowl, but the post Flacco era, the peak was I think 23, and since then it's gone down last year divisional and now this year very well probably missing the playoffs. And I'm not rooting to miss the playoffs, not rooting for us to lose, but I think if we're looking forward to the future, I think missing the playoffs is best for this team's future. I think you're able to sit back, look in the mirror, and say, where did we go wrong this year? And you'll look at the lines. You can invest more, not just money wise, but draft pick wise as well. But yeah, the kids will be choosing Lamar in this divorce. And what really sucks, man, those betting Twitter accounts, they love stirring up drama. They put up a potential trade between the Ravens and the Dolphins.
Hmm.
They said we would trade Lamar in a 5th-round pick for Tua, 2 first-round picks in a
Wait, well,
second
hold
pick.
on. Wait, for who?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yo.
I'll tell
Oh
you
my
this.
gosh, bro.
If they brought him to Baltimore, the amount of money Steve would lose in those pockets, I promise you, you would have one primetime game. It would be a Make a Wish Thursday night game against the Browns, and then the rest would just be 1 o'clock games. You would be a fool to think about that. A fool.
I King Blaze says in the chat, that's nasty work. Tua Tagovailoa, as limited as he is, like you said, he could have 2 more games of his career. Right? I don't see this guy being a starting quarterback or even a backup quarterback, for very long in this league. And the fact that his contract is what it is, I mean, I would assume in a deal like that. I mean, you said the Ravens get how many first round picks?
Like 2. Sauce
Mm,
Gardner got 2 first round picks. If we're with
yeah,
all due respect,
come on.
I don't want to entertain this. 5 minimum. I'm gonna be real. 5. Like that's how good. And I don't want that to ever happen. But if we're gonna just base it off of other trades, it's
Yeah,
got to be that.
I can't understand it. I do not understand that at all. And they're probably saying something like, "Oh, who says no to this?" Right? It's like,
Yeah.
no, we all say no to that. Like us Ravens fans, we actually refute that. 138 people watching live right now. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming through to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. We do have a game preview to get into, so why not? Let's just go ahead and talk about that. Of course, we talked about this Mike Preston hit piece at length, man. Again, it's nasty narratives being spread. Ironically, around this contract negotiation time and when the Ravens aren't doing well. So we got to take that for what it is. We'll continue to monitor the situation, but there could be a doomsday coming, Alex. I would not be surprised. And doomsday means Lamar Jackson might hit up Twitter again and drop a bombshell on us. I'm just saying it could happen. It could happen. Okay. But again, Ravens have their last hope against the Green Bay Packers this week. Tomorrow, actually, Saturday night game, like you said, is going to be on Peacock. And this one's going to be interesting because, again, no Lamar. You get Tyler Huntley. Some people are even saying Tyler Huntley might just be the better option at this point. Lamar Jackson is hurt. Of course, on top of all of the leg eye words he's got, I mean, the what is it? The ankle and the hamstring and the toe and all that stuff. On top of that, now he's got a back that he's dealing with. So he's just completely banged up. I would not be surprised if Lamar Jackson shuts himself down for the season. Wouldn't be surprised about it. But Alex, looking at here, you can see some of the stats in this one. Really quick, before you get into the I-word report for both teams, the live odds are interesting on this one. I think they were 2.5 the other day, but now that Lamar Jackson is doubtful, the Packers are minus 4.5-point favorites. And then the over-under for the total points is 39.5. It's set at 39.5. So I guess Vegas is thinking it's going to be a relatively lower scoring game, especially with both quarterbacks potentially not playing. But they do think that the Packers will go ahead and take this one. Who's healthy and who's not for this game, Alex?
Yeah. So we're gonna go through the Ravens. Obviously, Lamar is doubtful, and that sucks. But only guy out for the Ravens is Taven Bryan. Popped up yesterday with a knee I word, but that's really about it. Jay Higgins, he was on the I word report unspecified, but he's been full the whole week. But outside of that, we're looking pretty good health wise. Now for these Packers, they have a whole list. So I'm just gonna go through the guys who are questionable for tomorrow or out. So for out, former friend Christian Welch, he is gonna be out for them, and John Williams, guard, will be out. Questionable though. Bo Melton, cornerback. Jordan Love, quarterback. Sean Ryan, offensive tackle. Zach Tom, guard. Evan Williams, and then Malik Willis is questionable. So both quarterbacks are questionable. Willis with the right shoulder / illness, and then concussion and left shoulder for Jordan Love. So I don't know who we're gonna play at quarterback. Either way, I mean, I'm not really scared of either of them. I want to say the Packers, to me, without Micah Parsons, aren't really as scary as they were with him. Last week they blew a lead to the Bears and lost that game in overtime. This game was there to be won, but unfortunately, Lamar had to take a knee in the back. But I mean, the over under 39.5, that's intriguing to me. But the Packers, this is 2 straight times now they've avoided Lamar Jackson, 2021 and now 2025. They've
Yeah.
they aren't gonna, he's not going to play against them, which lucky for them.
I'll tell you one thing, Alex. For me, I am because you said you're not really scared of Jordan Love or Malik Willis. I'm way more scared of Jordan Love than Malik Willis. I actually hope, I pray that Malik Willis is the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers tomorrow. Because the reason I say that is because Jordan Love is the type of quarterback who will sit back there, again, pat that ball, be hopping up and down like he does, and just go down the field on us. And oh, yeah, if you want to blitz him, he's actually one of the best quarterbacks in the league versus the blitz, right? He stands in there, hangs in the pressure, hangs tough in the pocket, and he delivers throws downfield. And I don't trust our back end. I don't trust Marlon Humphrey to cover anybody, really. I mean, we're seeing him getting toasted by Jags out there, just guys. You know what I mean? And this has been all season long. Nate Wiggins with the soft coverage. I mean, sometimes he's there to be had too. We've seen it on multiple occasions. For the most part, he's been good. He's been very solid. But you know, these guys, they can't cover for very long. You know, and the pass rush has already been one of the worst pass rushes we've seen in, like, honestly, Ravens history. We get next to no pressure unless we're sending the house. You know, so I think it's just a recipe for disaster, man, because they're going to be throwing the ball all over the field. And then adversely on our side, I don't think that Tyler Huntley's really going to be airing it out. Now, the last time Tyler Huntley played the Packers, he had, 4 touchdowns? Yeah, like 4
Yeah.
touchdowns in that game, like 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Played really well, but can I really truly expect him to replicate that performance at a time like this, where I feel like this Ravens team is just kind of like going through the motions at this point? You know what I mean? Like your playoff hopes are down to 7%. I don't think that the body language looks good at all from the offense or the defense tomorrow. I think that this game could get very, very ugly, very, very quickly. And you know, it could be bad, man. But I'm definitely more afraid of Jordan Love. Were you looking something up there or no?
No, I'm just looking up his stats. He hasn't thrown for 400 this year, and we just love, letting quarterbacks have their field days on us, unfortunately. So
Well,
I
Drake May
don't
had his
think
career high, didn't he?
that. Yeah, exactly. We allow quarterbacks, like, we're the make a wish team, and I'm getting sick of this, soft coverage, because it's like, you're giving them easy 5 yards. You're starting off every drive. It's like 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4. So you have 2 plays to
Mm-hmm.
get 4 or 5 yards. I need Zach Gordon to really tighten up on that. But we're now 17 weeks in the season and it hasn't changed. So why would it change now? You know, I'm kind of tired of hearing this. We have to work on this and ball security. Guys, the season's almost over. And we're talking about ball security. And to me, that falls back
Yeah,
on the head coach. And that's kind of
yeah,
just another point of why we were frustrated with Mr. Harbaugh. But
absolutely.
but yes, I mean, obviously, if Malik Willis played, it would bode well better for us. This is their pass catchers as well. I know Christian Watson, he's banged up. He's always banged up. He's questionable. Jaden Reed, he's coming back from the I word. Just none of their guys really, per se, scare me. But I said that about last week about the Patriots. But you bring up a great point. This defense just, we can do anything to us. We really don't care. We won't get pressure. We won't cover you, and you have to make your own mistakes to for us to beat you. Not that we make you make
Yeah.
mistakes. So it's just frustrating, watching this defense this whole year.
Oh man, it's very frustrating. You know, it's crazy. I've been my algorithm on YouTube and TikTok has been showing me a lot of old interviews from guys like Ray Lewis, guys like Ed Reed and stuff like that. And just like I just weep every time I hear it, because the mentality was just so different, right? The toughness like was just it was off the charts. You could tell these guys showed up to compete and lay it all out on the field every single Sunday. And it doesn't really feel like our defense does that. We have kind of like a softness to us, a pillow like softness to us, Alex. And I hate it. I hate it. Let's go ahead and take a look at who has the edge in this game here. As you guys can see, courtesy of NFL Pro, we have the matchup comparisons here to see where the Ravens have the edge. Where does the Ravens offense have the edge? According to this, in the intermediate passing game, the Packers defense ranks dead last in the league at defending intermediate passes. So maybe we do see Tyler Huntley air it out. Maybe it is a bounce back Zay Flowers game, of course, having the fumble that fumbled the game away against the Patriots. Maybe he gets a good amount of targets. Maybe this is another big, or not another big. Maybe this is Mark Andrews' first big coming out game after that contract, right? We'll see. Other key advantages for the Ravens offense looks like passing versus the play action. So Packers defense also struggles defending play action passing. I can see that being a big thing. If you get Derrick Henry in the game, bring those linebackers in. They're going to stack the box, right? Because they're going to think that our main game plan is going to be just feed Derrick Henry at least 25 times, right? And see what that can get us, see where that gets us, which it should be, especially after last week. I think that the Ravens coaching staff, they're going to feel like they need to fill a quota when it comes to Derrick Henry touches, right? So I could see him in that 22 to 25 carries range. And if that's so, maybe some second and shorts and things like that. You play action fake off of the Derrick Henry, and then Tyler Huntley maybe goes over the top to, I don't know, whoever. Maybe D Hop's available. Who knows? I don't know. But if you look at the other side of the football, the only key advantage that the Ravens defense has over the Packers offense is the Ravens have a really good rushing defense in the red zone, right? And the Packers tend to struggle with that, running the ball in the red zone. So that's why, again, I think that this is going to be a big game for Jordan Love if he does play. Again, if he does play, I think he's going to be airing it out, and it could get ugly, man. But Alex, if the Ravens want to walk out of Green Bay, Wisconsin with a W tomorrow, which I don't really see too many ways they can, just me personally, and let me know if you disagree in the chat or in the comments. Again, part of the hashtag replay gang. Also, like the video, subscribe if you're new. How do the Ravens win this one? What are our keys to victory?
Pray. Honestly,
Prayer. Yeah.
I think the best thing going for them is they don't have anything to play for either. They clinched their playoff spot with the Lions losing yesterday. We have something to play for and they don't, which when that happens, usually we'll lose. It feels like it. But if I'm being completely honest, it's Derrick Henry. And you mentioned, when he's on the field. Will he be on the field? Or will John take him off? And, I would like to have him on the field. Will you put him on the field? I think that's the only way. So if you can get that run game going early and then Tyler Huntley can play action, start picking guys over the middle or even just like across sidelines. I don't know, but it just starts with that. I don't trust it in Huntley's hands. I know he beat the Bears earlier this year. Derrick Henry had a good game on the ground. Keaton Mitchell was breaking off runs. He wasn't making any mistakes passing the ball. That is the only way, and the defense has got to get you at least 1 or 2 turnovers minimum. If you cannot force 1 turnover this game, there's no way we're going to win. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I don't even expect us to win. That's from me. I'll tell you what. I usually watch the games at home or at the stadium. I'm going out for the game tomorrow because hopefully it'll take my mind off of it. That
Wait, where
usually
you
never
going?
happens. Just to a bar with some friends because I know I will not be fully focused and to get pissed off at every play.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
what
worth
the
it. At this
2025
point.
Ravens have done to me.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Again, we've been in a toxic relationship with this Baltimore Ravens team. Not even just this season. It's been dating back for years now, right? And it seems like they can't really get it right. So hopefully this offseason some changes will be made. But back to this Packers game, I want to bring this up here. This key stat. Talking about Derrick Henry versus the Packers run defense. The Packers defense has recorded a 9.2% missed tackle rate against called runs this season. That is the lowest rate in the league. So, I mean, this could be one of those games where, again, they're stacking the box early. They're chopping down Derrick Henry around the line of scrimmage, not allowing him to get to that second level. And now the Ravens are stuck in 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 and more, right? And then you're going to have to see Tyler Huntley go down the field. And who steps up? Like, honestly, who steps up in this receiving core? Alex, we've been talking about this. Because, I mean, at some point, you're going to have to put the ball in the air, right? Do we trust Zay Flowers? Do we trust Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman? The only one that we can really kind of rely on, like when you really need one, is D-Hop, like you said. I mean, all year long, whether it's been Huntley in at quarterback, whether it's been Lamar Jackson in at quarterback, even Cooper Rush, they have been able to rely on D-Hop in high leverage moments. 3rd and whatever. Okay, out route to D-Hop, back shoulder fade, whatever it is, he's going to come up with it. He's the only one that you can really, really trust. Zay Flowers is great, right? I mean, he dominates the target share for these Ravens pass catchers, and that's, I think, a big reason why he's got, the amount of yards. He's got a 1,000-yard season. But he is so freaking limited. Like, it's not even funny how limited Zay Flowers is. I mean, love the guy. I think he's a wonderful wide receiver too. But this is a guy who, again, cannot get his offense off of the field. And again, how valuable are you? And this is where the argument for, like, and I know I'm going off on a tangent here about Zay Flowers, which I didn't really mean to do. But how valuable can you be if yardage is the best thing that you bring to the table? If you're not getting 6, how valuable are you really? Because last time I checked, the name of the game is outscoring your opponent, not outgaining them yardage wise, right? So I just need to see Zay Flowers start scoring 6 more. When we get in the red zone, can we find a way to get him the ball, like Todd Monken, John Harbaugh? Like, can we? If this is going to be our wide receiver 1, I want to see him be put in the best positions to do wide receiver 1 shit. You know what I mean? And I want to see him, play with a little bit more confidence and tenacity, right? Run through some arm tackles. It's okay to get touched. It's okay, Zay, to be a little bit physical. And I know that might sound weird, but it's okay. You know what I mean? To invite contact. I'll say that.
There we
It's okay to invite contact. Um, but yeah, I'll leave that there. But again, who do you trust? Who do you trust on this Ravens receiving core?
I mean, D-Hop. I saw a tweet that said, "Will Rashad Bateman get one catch tomorrow?" One. You know
What a
how
fall
much
from
it hurts me.
grace.
Like this guy at this time last year was like on a 4-game streak of just touchdowns.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about one catch. Granted, he would have 3 or 4 catches in games last year, but at least 3 for 40, 3 for 50, a touchdown. He had the 2 against the Giants. I'm like, man, what happened? And we're talking about picking Lamar or Harbaugh. We already made that mistake with Harbaugh and McDonald. You cannot make the same mistake twice. It is right in front
Yeah.
of you. You've picked him once before and it has not worked out.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, again, I don't even like
but D
talking
Hop,
about or thinking about freaking
yeah.
Mike McDonald anymore, man. That just
But who do
it
I trust
angers
that
me
best?
every
D
time.
Hop.
Yeah,
To answer
trust
your
D Hop.
question, it's D Hop.
For sure. For sure. He's the only one, but he's only gonna get at max 2 targets. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's like we can only really expect but so much from DeAndre Hopkins. But if I have to give one more key to victory, man, it's gonna be, somebody in this pass rush has got to get home this game. You have to be able to get home. Whether it's Jordan Love, whether it's Malik Willis, I do not care. I need Mike Green. I need Draymond Jones. I need Tavius Robinson. One of these guys. I mean, I know Kyle Hamilton's going to be blitzing on a couple of plays himself, but I need one of these guys to step up and really make the quarterback uncomfortable. Knock these guys off their spot. Drake May, we had Drake May back there looking like Tom Brady, damn
Yep.
near, down the stretch of that game. We started off well against them, but when the going got tough, right, and they started throwing their haymakers at us, we had no answers for it. And a good pass rush solves that. I mean, you can only be but so good of a team if your pass rush sucks. And the reason why I say that is because you can build a lead, but you can't close a game if you're just allowing the other team's quarterback to just sit back there and pat the ball, and just go wherever he wants with it. So again, one of those guys got to step up. I don't know if I mentioned Kyle Van Noy, but veteran, he's got to step up, show us something, maybe show us something. I doubt it, but yeah. So with all that we said here in our keys to victory, I think you guys can probably assume where we're gonna go with our score predictions and our predictions for who wins this game. So Alex, I'll toss it to you first, and then everybody in the live chat, let us know who you think wins this game and what you think the score prediction is gonna be. Alex, we will start with you.
I obviously want us to win. I want to make the playoffs. That's my heart, but my head knows what's best is probably missing it. 26-21 Packers. I think it'll be closer because I know this team has something to play for, but at the end of the day, I think they'll fall up short. I think the defense will fold on a late game situation and give up a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 37-19. I'm going to go
God
37-19
damn.
Packers in this one. It's unfortunate,
Over
but I
though.
do see an ass whooping.
We
Yeah,
take the over though.
definitely the over. For sure. For sure. But like I do see an ass whooping incoming. Unfortunately. I just think that this Ravens team is defeated right now, Alex. I mean, and they don't have their quarterback. They don't have Lamar. The guys out there, I think that they've I think Harbaugh has fully lost the locker room, which nobody's really talking about, right? People are only really talking about Lamar Jackson, whether or not he quit on the team, whether or not he's professional, staying up too late playing video games and things like that. But I think that this locker room has quit on the team officially. Officially. You remember back a couple of weeks ago, and this has actually been multiple times this season, Alex, where they were doing media scrums after the game, and a couple of reporters talked to Ronnie Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
And Ronnie Stanley, on multiple occasions after losses, said, hey, look, I think we really need to stick with our identity of running the football. Coming out and saying that. And then he was also asked, like, okay, well, do you guys collaborate on the sidelines? Is that a thing? And he's like, yeah, we do go on the sidelines and we let the coaches know what we would like to run. But at the end of the day, we gotta run whatever play that they call. That is telling. That is telling, right? There's a disconnect between the players and the coaches right now. It's clear and obvious as day. And I think that when Ronnie Stanley sees what happened last week against the Patriots, right? When we have our backup quarterback in and we're throwing 5-yard out routes, we should be trying to burn clock and run the ball with Derek frickin' Henry. I mean, you can't tell me those guys aren't frustrated when they go back into the locker room thinking like, what the hell are we doing? You know what I mean? So again, I think that this Ravens team, uh, there's a huge disconnect between the players and the coaches right now, and I think you're going to see that tomorrow. They're probably just going to go ahead and give up. I hate to say it, Alex. I just hate to say it,
Yeah.
but it's the perfect storm for something like that to happen. Again, no starting quarterback. The season is hanging in the balance. You really have all you have is like a puncher's chance right now to make the playoffs. That's all you got, and I can see it all coming to a head tomorrow, and this Ravens team fully just kind of falling apart. So that's going to be my score prediction. Go ahead, Alex.
Where's the hit piece on John Harbaugh giving up on this team? That's what I want to know. Oh, you'll have your media credentials stripped. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can call out the players, but can't call out the coaches. Because I thought he gave
Yeah.
up last week. I did. I think that's giving
Yeah.
up right there. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other episode. But would hate to see us lose. But I think it's going to happen. But should we do some picks right now? Should we do some lays? What are we feeling?
We did our score predictions. I feel like are we missing anything? No, we're not missing anything.
We are missing a
What are we
bold
missing?
prediction. A bold prediction.
Mm.
I have a crazy one.
Okay.
Do you want really crazy?
I want really crazy.
David Ajabo sack. There you go. Because there's no way you have Tez Walker that has more sacks than you, David Ajabo. I need some self-respect.
That is
Look
crazy.
At you. Listen, I need it. All right, you cannot have a receiver have more sacks than you.
Oh my gosh, man. I mean, and Tez Walker, honestly, with that one sack, he's probably like what? Top 7 on the team in sacks. I mean, you know what I mean? Like top 6, whatever. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. But no, I mean, you know the way that I would roll my eyes so hard if David Ojabo gets a sack tomorrow. And I know I just got done saying like somebody needs to step up in the pass rush, but it's just like I don't know, because I feel like in a way that would justify the coaches like retaining him, in some way. But I don't know, man. A bold prediction for me, I'm going to go. I feel like my score prediction was bold enough, but I'm gonna say I really don't.
It can be for the Packers.
Man.
It doesn't have to be just for the Ravens.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I could see it. Christian Watson, you said he's playing, right? He's healthy now, right?
He's questioned by the illness in a shoulder, but he went full practice, then limited practice.
Well, I think
play.
I think he's gonna have a touchdown in this one.
Okay.
I think he's gonna have a. It's not super bold, but I think he could have a touchdown, maybe even 2.
No, it's fitting.
Yeah,
I watched him torch my college. In college, I saw him play when he was in North Dakota State, so I watched him torch my favorite football team.
Yeah,
I can see it.
I could totally see that. But yeah, that is going to be our Ravens versus Packers preview. Of course, again, man, we're taking that -4.5 for the Packers, and we're also going to take the over for the point totals as well. But we think that the Packers win this one. If you're a Packers fan listening to this, congrats, right, in advance, because don't expect too much from our Ravens. Hopefully, after tomorrow's game, I can hop on live streaming and be singing a totally different tune. But even then, still, you have to wait for the Browns to potentially beat the Steelers, right?
Of course, Njoku's out. Harold Fannin hurts himself in practice today. Tight ends, which Shedeur Sanders loves to throw to, which is a rookie quarterback's best friend. Like,
yeah,
come on now. We see the devil magic's working right now for the Steelers. You know what I mean? Harold Fannin has been probably their best ball catcher all year, and now he's hurt. Like, come on. Make it a little bit more obvious.
No DeCalin in that game.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if you saw, but the guy who he got in the altercation with, he had like a little press conference earlier with his lawyer, I guess, by his side. And it was so funny because he's like dressed up in a suit, but he's got like a backwards Lions cap on. It was just so troll. The whole thing was so troll. And he's still calling him DeCalin. You've been calling him DeCalin Zacharias Metcalf for years now. You never got punched in the face for it.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm worried. So good thing I didn't go to the game this year.
Yeah. Oh man, funny stuff though. Funny stuff on that. But okay, let's go ahead and get into our Week 17 pick segment, shall we, Alex?
Let's do it. Yes. So yesterday we had 3 games. We had the Broncos taking down the Chiefs, Cowboys taking down the Commanders, and Vikings taking down the Lions. I'll be honest and transparent. I would have went 2-1. I would have picked Cowboys, Broncos, Lions. But doesn't count. We didn't pick them. We're starting with the games tomorrow and then rolling into Monday. So starting off tomorrow at 4:30, a good one here. Texans and the Chargers in Los Angeles. Who do you have?
This is a good one, man. Both defenses are really good in this one. Both teams really want to have this one, of course, getting momentum going into the playoffs. A lot of teams have really been riding Justin Herbert a little bit too much for me. You know, they'll slander Lamar Jackson and the season he's having in a heartbeat, despite all of the issues going on with the team. But Justin Herbert, who we know is not a playoff riser at all, based off of evidence, he's getting a lot of attention. He seems to be the new media darling right now. But even with that being said, I'm going to take the Texans in this one. Give me the Texans. I really like what I've been seeing, again, from their defense, that pass rush, one of the best in the league. And Woody Marks has surprised me. I said this before the Ravens played. I was like, we got to watch out for that guy. He didn't really go off on us too much, but he's a good back, man. Give me the Texans in this one.
I do like it. I think they are due for a bounce back game. I know they beat the Raiders last week. Offense wasn't the best performances. I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. They're still fighting with the whole AFC West, and I think they want to make it last one more week. But either way, it's gonna be a good game, and I definitely will be watching this game more than the Ravens Packers game, which we both picked the Packers. So now we'll be moving on to Sunday afternoon, and that is gonna be the Buccaneers and the Dolphins. Florida versus Florida. Going with the Buccaneers. They have got to win this game to stay in the NFC South hunt, which I think they will do.
Yeah, it's a must-win for the Bucks. The Dolphins, of course, not playing for anything. They're looking forward to who their next quarterback is going to be. Give me the Bucks in this one too.
Patriots, Jets, pretty easy for me. Patriots.
Yeah, for sure. Patriots flying high right now. I mean, Patriots fans, I'm sure the ones who had to go through that 5-year lull after Brady, where they were just nothing. This has got to feel like a fever dream for them. They've been playing really well. Give me the Patriots.
Here we go. Steelers, Browns in Cleveland. I am taking the Steelers. So even if the Ravens were to win tomorrow, I still have us missing the playoffs with Pittsburgh beating the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns have won 2 of the last 4. They've lost their last 2 against Pittsburgh, but the 2 before that they won. So, and Pittsburgh normally struggles against the Browns once a year, kind of like the Ravens do. Again, the Ravens and the Steelers are pretty much the same football team. But I am also going to take the Steelers in this one, effectively ending our season regardless of tomorrow's results.
Now we have a little AFC South matchup. Jags and Colts in Indianapolis. Colts were showing some life against the Niners, but the Niners were too good for them. I have the Jags beating the Colts in this one, playing for a lot more. DeForest Buckner is now out for the year. Yeah, Jags.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Jags in this one too. I said it earlier in the year. It seems like Trevor Lawrence might be finally turning that corner into becoming the franchise quarterback that everybody expected him to be. I mean, he's had a hell of a long leash. I will say that. You know, a lot of other quarterbacks do not get afforded the same opportunities that he has. But I am going to take the Jags in this one again. Another team that's flying high right now.
Yeah, here we go. Saints and Titans. You know, 2 teams with nothing to play for, but the quarterbacks have a lot to play for. Titans with a good win last week against the Chiefs, and of course the Saints last week with a nice win, and Tyler Shuck starting to show something. I'm taking the Saints in this one. I do like Tyler Shuck, and I think they will go and beat the Titans.
Yeah, I also am going to go with the Saints in this one too. Like you said, Tyler Shuck has really surprised a lot of people. I think in the last almost a month now. Give me the Saints in a close one though, because Cam Ward and the Titans, they've been fighting, they've been battling, right? Aren't they on a 2-game win streak, by the way? Because they beat the Chiefs and then they beat the Browns the week before that. I want to say it was the Cam Ward and Shador duel.
So it was they beat the Browns, lost to the Niners, beat the Chiefs.
Oh right, okay, yeah. They still want to be scrappy, man. You know, I think that right now they probably have the first pick or second pick, one of the two. Can't remember, something like that. I think it's between them and the Giants, maybe something like that.
And then and the Raiders and Giants are 2 wins apiece. We'll get into that.
Yeah. I'm gonna fade the Titans on this one.
Okay. All right, this is a good one here. This is interesting. And the Seahawks and the Panthers in Carolina. It's probably one of the biggest games, I think, since Cam Newton was their quarterback. If they win this, I mean, they have to win this because NFC South, but the Seahawks right now, probably a top 3 team in the league. But the Panthers step up depending on who their opponent is. I just think the Seahawks are too good for them to beat. So give me the Seahawks in this one in a close game, but the Panthers will show some fight.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those games where the team with the stronger identity wins. And I think that the Seahawks have a much stronger identity than the Carolina Panthers. Like we've been saying all year, they do not know whether or not they're contenders or pretenders, the Panthers are. It's almost like they shocked themselves this year. Like, oh shit, we're actually kind of good, you know? But you know, for that reason, yeah, I'm going to fade the Panthers in this one.
Yep.
And by the way, I really like, again, shout out to Mike McDonald. I really like how they've been utilizing rookie safety Nick Emanwari, right?
Mm.
Kind of utilizing him the same way that the Ravens use Kyle Hamilton with three safeties on the field and that big nickel defensive package. He's been balling out. I think again, this is going to be one of those games where I think Bryce Young makes a good amount of mistakes. I can see like 2 picks easily, and the Seahawks win this one easy.
Yeah, last week against the Bucks are on a skid right now, so I can't really put that as a quality win for them. I think the Seahawks coming to town are just a different type of animal, and we'll see. Cardinals and Bengals in this one, another toilet bowl. Give me the Bengals. Burrow had a great game last week and have a good one this week.
Yeah, I mean, guess try to have as much fun as possible before the season ends. Cardinals are just one of those teams where it's like again, no fight in them. Bengals, at the very least, again, their offense will be able to put up some points, and I think they also come away with this one.
And this one now, Giants Raiders toilet bowl. I mean, number 1 pick versus number 2 pick. I'm gonna go Raiders, I guess. I mean, Genty looked really, really good last week, and that's the only reason why I'm taking them.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. Jackson Dart is healthy, right?
He is. Well, until he takes his first hit of the game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Inevitably, he'll dive head first into a linebacker or something like that. Yeah, I think just for the sake of being different here, I'm going to go with the Giants. Again, both teams really, really bad. Then again, the Giants defense, they can't really stop the run. Yeah, give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders. And it's in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Las Vegas. Give me Vegas.
That's your 4:05 game. We have 2 4:00 games. Your 4:25 game is the Eagles and Bills in Buffalo. This is a good one.
It is.
Because the Bills, what? They barely beat the Browns last week, barely beat the Patriots the week before, and a close game with the Bengals. I'm taking the Eagles just because that luck can't go on, I think. I mean, they're in really close games. I think the Eagles have... they both have something to play for. Give me the Bills. I need James Cook to go off for me, so I'm picking the Bills just in that sense, just for fantasy purposes. Taking the Bills.
And I'm going to go with the Eagles to win this game. Again, like you said, both teams a lot to prove. I think that the Eagles are still, it's not even a debate. I think they're the more talented team for sure. And they're going to want to catch some momentum going into the postseason. They're probably going to end up being the team that nobody wants to play. You know what I mean? Saquon Barkley starting to look better. Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown, that connection I'm sure will still be there. Give me the Eagles in this one. Close one, though.
Okay. We have our Sunday night game, the Bears and 49ers, 11-4 versus 11-4. Give me the Niners. I didn't even know they were this good. I knew they were like out there in playoffs, but 11-4 with what they've gone through, losing Bosa, losing Fred Warner. Man, I got to tip my cap to Shanahan. That is really impressive. I'm going to take them to beat the Bears as well at home. Give me the Niners.
Give me the Chicago Bears in this one, and I think that they win by 2 possessions. I do. I think that Caleb Williams is feeling a little bit slighted. That he was snubbed from the Pro Bowl, right? I think that he's got something to prove out there. I think that this is probably one of his coming out games. We watched on, what was it? Last week. Did you see that throw Caleb Williams made?
I did.
To end the game? Absolutely insane. I think that gives him all the confidence that he needs to really go gear up and turn up this postseason. And I think it starts against the 49ers this week. Also, they ran the hell out of Christian McCaffrey last week. The 49ers did. And I think that this week you're kind of going to see that not work as much or not happen as much. Give me the Bears in this one, man. I'm telling you, give me the Bears.
I have them in fantasy too. I need them both to go off. Come on, son. I need McCaffrey.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. Might be a little bit more load management.
Okay, all right. Final game of the week, Rams, Falcons. Not thinking too much about this. Give me the Rams to bounce back.
Yeah, Falcons are in some big turmoil too. There's some big questions that they got to answer, in this offseason. You said who are they playing again? My bad.
Oh, the Rams.
The Rams, right? Yeah. So give me the Rams for sure. They're my Super Bowl favorite.
Oh, if we're rooting for a team to win the Super Bowl, somebody from the NFC West. If it's the Rams, Seahawks, or Niners, I wouldn't be upset. One of those 3. But if I had to put money on a team, probably the Rams. I think they can get together, and I trust Stafford the most.
I would love the Seahawks to win a Super Bowl. I would love Mike McDonald to win a Super Bowl. And really just slap Steve Bisciotti in the face and wake him up. Like it would be like splashing cold water on Steve Bisciotti's face. Like if he saw Mike McDonald win a Super Bowl, it's like we let that guy walk out of the door, and not even 2 years later, he's in a Super Bowl. right? With Sam Darnold
Yet,
as his quarterback.
yep.
Yet here we are with John Harbaugh, who has freaking Lamar Jackson, and he can't get it done. So for me, for narrative purposes, please, Seattle, finish this season strong. I want to see them in the Super Bowl. I want to see them beat the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
I want to see them beat the crap out of the Bills in the Super Bowl. Really stick it to this Ravens organization, Mike McDonald, and let us know how bad we fucked up. That's what I want to see.
If he won a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold, the same guy who was seeing ghosts on the sideline, you cannot give me one valid reason to keep Harbaugh.
Right.
Anything you would say, I would have a rebuttal for it. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But like you said, those are going to be our week 17 picks. Guys, the season is almost over. We only have one more week of the regular season, and then it's playoff time. Again, who knows if the Ravens will be or won't be in the playoffs? Our guess is probably not. Our chances do not look good right now. But again, I just want to say, I appreciate you guys rocking out with us. And we're not done with this episode of the show, by the way, but I appreciate you guys rocking out with us. It's been a very fast football season. It's felt like it feels like just a couple of weeks ago, we were doing preview episodes, coming out of the draft and gearing up for training camp and things like that. But here we are 1 week out from the end of the season, the regular season at least. So again, appreciate all you guys for sticking out and rocking out with us on all these episodes of the show. If you could, please make sure you leave a like on this video. And if you're new and you're enjoying our content, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Shout out to all the replay gang. 176 people watching live, Alex, right now. Shout out to you guys. And guess what time it is, Alex? I think it's time to make some money.
It is time to make some money. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Purple Rain Parlay segment. Here we go.
Yes. And last week, we were very close. Lamar, 2+ touchdowns sold us. But I'm not mad because I still think that was the right play. I think we were in situations that could have gotten that, and he went out. So you can't get mad at that. But this week is a new week. We've already talked about it. We have the Packers spread and the over of now it's 40.5 on FanDuel. I still have the hitting 39.5, 40.5. I still think it hits. Which one of those do you feel safer in taking?
I would, my score prediction would say the over on the point total. So I'll go with that, over 39.5. I love that.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to add the Packers spread, or are we going to take two separate?
We can add Packers -4.5. I'm pretty comfortable with that. Again, I just don't see a whole lot of fight in this Ravens team. I feel like if they get down by even a touchdown, right, I don't really see them being able to bounce back. Tyler Huntley, he has a clear ceiling with this offense. I think that he can do enough to maybe put 15, 16, ish points on the board, somewhere around there. But again, I think if the Packers start to pull away, if they even get a lead of 7 or 10, it's just all going to fall apart. It's all going to fall apart. So I'm comfortable with that, taking Packers -4.5 and over 39.5 total points. I like that.
So I'm looking at passing yards right now. Huntley's over-under is 164. I think that goes over. He threw for 186 against the Bears.
Yeah, but this is again, man. It's I think it's the week to take the unders for some of these player props, to be honest with you, because again, I just think that this Ravens team is going to come out dejected, right? On the road, those fans are going to be screaming to the top of their lungs. It's going to be cold in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Of course, they're not necessarily playing for anything, but really pride. But they want to stay hot going into the playoffs, and perfect opportunity to beat up on the Lamar Jackson-less Ravens. I just don't see if Tyler Huntley, again, or any of these pass catchers, more importantly, really doing it for him. What are you thinking?
Mark Andrews under 3.5 receptions.
Actually, I might like that. What is his receiving yards at, Mark Andrews?
22.5. Bro, we gave this $40 million for you to be at 22.5.
Yeah, we're getting every penny. Getting every penny's worth.
Roly poly, throw the ball behind you, which I'm still not over, by the way. I'm still not over that.
Ridiculous.
Looney Tunes best team.
I do think I like the under 3.5 receptions more than I like the under 22.5 receiving yards, though. So I think we can take that. That's just a safe one for me.
That's plus 437 with the Green Bay spread over 40.5 points and Mark Andrews under 3.5 receptions.
Yeah,
that's really not bad at all. That's really good odds.
It's pretty realistic. Hey, look, we're trying to make money here. We're trying to make money here, right? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do our lotto for sure. But I think that sounds good. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comment section if you're part of the hashtag replay gang. How does that 3-leg parlay sound? Like my guy Alex said, over 40.5 total points, under Mark Andrews 3.5 receptions, right?
Yep.
And then over or not over, but Green Bay minus 4.5 points. So I think that hits. I think that hits, man. So let's do a lotto. Let's make some real money. Let's make some real money in this.
Okay.
One. Let's get the
So
Lulu.
I'll be honest. The touchdowns are juiced right now for the Ravens. Obviously, they are. It's Derrick Henry minus 105, and then the next odds for a Raven player, Zay Flowers at plus 360, which is crazy. Tyler Huntley to rush for one is plus 390. Isaiah Likely's plus 650. Keaton Mitchell plus 650. Rashad Bateman plus 850. D Hop plus 1200. That's insane.
I could see a Huntley rushing touchdown.
That's what I was.
To be honest with you, I feel like desperation. You get in the red zone. Maybe the Ravens are down a couple possessions, whatever. He kind of gets out of the pocket, or maybe it's a design run. Who knows? And I think he can take one in. And you said that's a what, plus 390 is what they're selling it for?
390.
Yeah, that's good. That's juicy odds for a lotto here. So we're, like I said, we're gonna get a little bit delusional here.
Just allow us.
The Delulu lotto here, or Delulu lay. I like that though. Let's put that down.
Okay. The only receptions you can do alt are Likely, Andrews, and they have Flowers over under. Oh man, there's not really much here. I mean, there's nothing for the receivers for the Green Bay Packers. You have Jordan Love. I mean, his over is 223.5. I think that's max. I'll tell you that right now. I think he throws for probably about, if he plays, could be 250.
Let me see. Who are they targeting most on that Green Bay offense? I would think it would be Christian Watson, right?
Watson, Wicks, Reed, Emmanuel Wilson, Romeo Dobbs. I think Dobbs is getting a good amount.
Yeah, Dobbs is. I see. He had 6 targets last week. Christian Watson also had 6. Romeo Dobbs receiving yards. What is that looking like?
It's not on here.
Oh, you said it's not on there yet?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
I would definitely take it over, though.
24 hours before the game. What's going on?
That's fine.
Yeah. If we could, then that would be the one I would say. But
Okay.
what else are you thinking?
That on there. I mean, I'll definitely take it when it's on. I'll take the Dobbs over.
Okay. Void says in the chat, it seems like a 4 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown type of game for Andrews. Void, I mean, why? Why do you say that?
Because it means
why
nothing.
do you say that?
It's a low leverage.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Even though it's gonna be on prime time. I just can't trust. I can't trust Mark Andrews, even for a lotto play. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't think his heart is in it. I don't think his mind is clearly not in it. Again, like you said, that lateral was just egregious last week. Let's do a touchdown score. Let's do another touchdown score, though.
Okay. You mentioned Christian Watson.
Yeah. What about passing touchdowns for Jordan Love? Can we do the over 1.5?
Oh, we definitely can.
I'm pretty sure that's probably what it's set at, right? 1.5.
Yep. That's plus 782. Over 1.5.
See, we gotta get to 1,000. We gotta get to 1,000, man.
If we
drizzle something else,
if we roll with your Christian Watson touchdown,
okay,
which I think is very doable, it takes us to plus
some crazy 17. I'll take it. I'll take the 1,700. There we go. There we go.
JD says D Hop, Watson, Henry, Jacobs will all score touchdowns.
D Hop touchdown.
That's crazy. I would run that by itself. That's at plus 1,200 right now, JD.
Yeah, that's not a bad bet. That's not a bad straight bet.
Not.
To be honest with you. But run back our lotto one more time for the viewers.
Tyler Huntley, anytime touchdown. Christian Watson, anytime touchdown. Jordan Love, over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
I love it. I love that lotto. I might love that lotto more than our regular play, to be honest with you. Yeah, because you get some insane value for all things that very well could happen. Again, I truly do think that the Ravens will get to the red zone at some point, and then we'll take the ball out of Derrick Henry's hands like we normally would. And we'll go Tyler Huntley. I mean, again, I could see a designed run. I could see a scramble, and he just kind of scampers in there. So could totally see that. I mean, Jordan Love, I think, again, if he plays, man, you said the passing yards is going to smack. I think you said over 220 yards or something like that. And I think that the touchdowns will as well. And Christian Watson's going to be one of the recipients. There you go. There you go.
Real quick. I just pulled up the defensive lays or the defensive props. Player to record a sack: Rashawn Gary, Dre Jones, Kyle Van Noy, Travis Jones, Quay Walker.
Dre
The odds are
Jones?
pretty. The odds, I mean, it's plus 182 for Dre Jones.
Okay.
If Rashawn Gary at plus 162 isn't bad because I just don't trust this line whatsoever. I really don't. I think one of them will get a sack.
Yeah. I'd probably go with the Rashawn Gary as well, to be honest with you. Again, just I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of fight in this Ravens team. And on top of the offensive line just being bad, I think compounding that with kind of like the vibes right now or the lack thereof on the team, you're going to see some missed blocks. You're going to see some terrible blocking execution. And Tyler Huntley is probably going to be running for his life. Another reason why I think he could scramble out for a touchdown, but he definitely will get sacked a couple of times in this one. I would say if I had to set a line for how many times Huntley gets sacked, I'd probably set that line at about 4.5, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be that bad. So I like that. Rashawn Gary for a sack as well. If you want to take that one straight, I love it. I love it.
Cool.
So
There
we
you
good?
go.
All right. There we go. That is your Purple Rain Parlay segment. Again, as always, please gamble responsibly. Always gamble responsibly. But okay. I think that's going to do it here for us on this episode 363 of PRP. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming through, watching the live chat. We still got about 170 people watching live right now. Appreciate that. Make sure you leave a like. Leave a like on this video before we get out of here. Subscribe if you did enjoy the content. And again, appreciate you guys for rocking out with us all season long. Of course, we will be here throughout the off season as well, covering all the juicy details surrounding the Ravens off season because it should be a very dramatic one. Should be a very dramatic one. But again, with that being said, my name is Sutton Def. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. My guy Alex, you can find him on Twitter at SimplyAS10 and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and pretty much anywhere just at simplyas10. We love and appreciate you guys. And with that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Yeah, thank you for coming through to this Friday edition of the Purple Rain podcast. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you before the new year. Stay safe, and hopefully we see a Ravens win, but wishful thinking. But as always, man, stay positive and test negative.
Yes. And never, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. This is episode 363 of PRP. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.